Alright guys, hello, my name is Joey Palacios and I got top 8 at LA Regionals. I was undefeated, and you might ask why I didn't get first place if I was undefeated. Well, that's because I showed up late just to give everybody else a chance. So I went 8-0. And I played pure Sky Striker for the event. Some of my matchups were... I actually didn't play a single deck repeated. Every single matchup was unique. First game was the mirror match, as contradictory as that sounds. Game 2 I played against Six Samurai, the build that topped the Omaha regional, I believe.
How tough of a matchup was that for you?
That one, not so much, just because I knew what to hit thanks to the video.
Okay, nice.
Game 1, Molly whopped his ass. Game 2, he pulled off the Xyz plays, so I just scooped. I wasn't gonna waste any time.
Okay.
Game 3, that one I ended up bricking, and you'll see what I mean by with the deck is I hardly ever brick. Even the brickiest hands are playable. So I knew what card to hit, which was, by the way, Kizaru. For any of you that play against Six Samurai, against that combo variant, you just hit Kizaru with Called by the Grave, and you don't get your butthole raped by Tyrone. And game 4, well, round 5 for me. No, round 4 for me were Dinos. That one wasn't too tough for me. I don't think that Dinos have a very good matchup against Sky Striker, so I didn't feel that one was fair for him. Game 5 I played against BA. And if you know anything about that matchup, Materia Beast pretty much gives them the fucking game.
How'd that go? It was a standard light of Sekka build, or was it any different?
It was the Light of Sekka build, the very same one that topped the UK.
Okay.
The dude was pretty cool though, so it was an enjoyable game.
Alright.
I ended up winning game 1 just barely, and I don't say that lightly because both decks grinded out. Game 2, he ended up taking it with the Underclock Taker and BLS combo and just everything else. Game 1, he actually beat me. Game 2, I reckon that's just due to the side deck. Game 3, that's where he went first, and he opened up the Nat Beast combo when I had the action hand, but like a dumbass I hit the Sekka's Light, in which case he ended up bringing out the cat, tributed, and there was a Nat Beast play. How did I get past that? My fucking handy dandy ogre.
Nice.
Right after BA, I played against 60 card warriors. What I mean by that, it had the Assault combo, it had Armageddon Knight, it had Dark Grepher, it had Malicious. Pretty much he tried to go for a U-Link. I honestly didn't see what that deck did just because I 2-0'd his ass. Okay. I didn't let him play anything. 7, I played against Pendulums. I thought they were dead. I honestly didn't expect to see them at all. I still didn't know what the hell they could do. But, you know, obviously playing the last format, I knew what the hell to hit. Luckily, I still had the Ghost Ogres and Veilers. That one wasn't too difficult for me. That one was a 2-0 as well. Game 8 should have been my hardest matchup. Well, it was definitely awkward for me just because it was Cyber Dragon, so they can contact fuse with all my machine monsters. They could contact fuse with any of my extra monster zones. So it was definitely awkward for me. And they ran the machine kaijus, so that shut down my backfield. But I won that one relatively easy just because I knew I didn't know what to hit, but I knew how to hit when the end result. And my last matchup was a deck I played. It's my second best, World Chalice.
How did that matchup go?
That was the easiest one.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
And I'm not just saying this because he was a douchebag about it. I'm saying it because I knew how to play against the deck.
I gotcha,
so I knew exactly what to hit every single time. But I do have a gift for that dude if he ever watches this video. I forgot to give him this at the event.
What happened?
It's just some salt. You know, he needed it to pair with his attitude.
What happened?
As soon as he sees me open engage, he straight up just tells me, "Oh, play a real deck."
Really?
Yeah. And then whether you believe this or not, immediately, even the judge was surprised how fast I beat him game 1.
Wow.
And I guess it happened so fast he forgot about it because after I beat him for game 3, he wanted to go into another game.
Oh wow, game 5.
Yeah.
Game 4. Wow.
He's trying to go into game 4 or 5 just to get any chance to beat me, I guess.
Oh,
I don't fucking know. I'm not a mind reader.
Okay, for sure, Joy. No, you keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd say let's go into the deck now.
Oh, for sure. Let's get into the deck profile.
Alright. Well, so I played 40 cards in the main deck, and I played, or actually 39 cards in the main deck, and you'll see what I mean by that. And 15 cards in the extra deck with some neat little Sky Striker tokens.
Nice.
So to start off, I played 3 Ray. I played 1 Big Daddy Diabolos, the MVP in so many fucking games, just because he can be brought out by her effect. You tribute her, bring out whatever fucking monster you want, and I mean any Sky Striker monster, and he comes out hand or graveyard. He's really fucking good because he helps you gain advantage, and he's so easy to bring out. And he's a big body, 3,000, can't be kaiju'd, and helps you net advantage over your opponent, even if it's by 1 card. And again, he can be brought out by Ray, which can be brought out constantly. 3 Ash Blossoms, we all know what that does. 3 Ghost Ogre, because if you hit any important cards in the Goki combo, such as Goblin, for instance, or even Firewall Dragon, you can pretty much stop half of their combo right there, or even the Summon Sorceress. 2 Effect Veiler, because I was too poor to afford Infinite Impermanence.
I see that's all the monsters you have in the monster line. Why no Phantom Sky Blaster? I thought that was like a really good staple in the deck.
It's a really good boss monster, but I'd honestly prefer Ray. And I know you can special summon her through the Field Spells effect, or just use a drone. But honestly, I felt that the interaction between her and Diabolos was more important. And I honestly didn't miss him at all. It's an easy Boral Sword, but this deck has other ways to do it. Gotcha. And the deck space is pretty tight. And every card in my extra deck, I used it.
Nice.
There wasn't a single one that was out of place.
So that's pretty much it for the monsters, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it for the monsters.
Alright, so let's get into the spells.
3 Engages, just because the deck doesn't function without them, or at least not too well. No need to really explain any of that there. 3 Drones, because once again, really important for the deck, and it allows you to go into Boral Sword Dragon later on in the game if you need it. Once again, Widow Anchors, 3 Widow Anchors, just because, again, it's important for the deck. This actually helped me win the Cyber Dragon matchup, Pendulum matchup, just by negating, and another important thing is it steals monsters as well. So it's really important because if you steal the Electromite, which is what I did against the Pendulum player, not only are you taking away the monster that provides arrows for them, it also returns it to the main monster zone. So the downward arrows are practically pointless for them.
Gotcha.
3 Foolish Burial Goods, because they turn into Metal Fool's Fusion in the graveyard, which is essentially an upstart goblin. And another good thing is they give you 2 spells in the graveyard for Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage.
Nice.
And it's a 3+1, which actually won me game 9 against World Chalice.
How important do you think it is for a deck like this to draw into all its cards?
Fairly important. I went for consistency in this deck over explosive plays. That's why you don't see any Sky Blasters. You'll actually notice that out of all my Sky Striker cards, that this is actually where half of them end. I actually don't run multi-roll.
Why not?
I believe that card is garbage just because, or not garbage, but I don't believe it's very good in this format because of Nightmares, because of Trickstar Light Stage, and just a myriad of other cards. For example, you have to reveal what card you're setting, and for Trickstar Light Stage, they don't give a damn about it. They'll just lock you, and then your card gets vanished, and you'll never get to use it. Against Goki, they'll Phoenix you, and you don't get to use it, and you give them a +1 essentially.
Gotcha.
And against anything like Altergeist, if your card gets bounced back by Birdman, again, you don't get to use it. So I think overall multi-roll is a bad card this format. Other than that, every other format, I believe it's alright. I just don't like it. To me, it's been bricky. And again, I went for consistency plays. Let's see, what next? Oh, I also didn't play Hercules base. I understand that it's good for the grind game and lets you put back any resources to reset your game state, but I didn't think it was worth it just because it can be a brick, and again, as I said, the brickiest hands in this deck are usable no matter what.
Gotcha.
Another important deck piece. Called by the Grave. I believe this is one of the best spells in the game right now. It can always be used against hand traps. And at worst, if you're going second, beautiful. If you're going, even if you're going first against Goki, set it, and because essentially it's a trap card.
It stops the rematch, right?
Yeah, it stops the Ash Blossom. It just stops a shit ton.
Gotcha.
And I wouldn't suggest it in the mirror match though. I played 3 MSTs, two MSTs and 1 Cyclone. The reason for the third Cyclone, I couldn't find a third secret MST.
Why didn't you just play the common?
Because only plebs do that.
Very...
Yeah, only plebs do that.
Did you ever find yourself citing out the Cosmic Cyclone because of the life point paying thing?
Yes, in time I did.
Oh, nice.
But overall, these were pretty good. They were 1-for-1. They were 1-for-1 trade-offs, and they put another spell card in your graveyard. A lot of times, this is from local plays as well, against True Draco, against Spiral, which there was actually a player out there. He actually got 2nd place. So I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get to play him because I beat him all the time. Yeah, but yeah, 3 of these are really good 1-for-1s that are good in the deck. I believe they give you an extra name, and they're just good to me. They're just good to me. And they're good for the surprise factor as well. Let's say if you're playing against a rogue deck, you don't want to get hit by Rivalry and not have an out to that.
Gotcha.
Reinforcement army, because I like playing 4 Rays.
I get you. I understand.
Really important card. I actually have 1. I actually run 2. 1 in the main deck and 2 in the side. You'll notice I also don't run Jamming Waves because it requires you to hit a face down card. And a lot of the times, this actually has more of a psychological effect than Jamming Waves does, because if you pop a backfield, it doesn't target, so they have to either activate it there, or you get to destroy one of their cards, and such as Scapegoat, and they don't get to activate it.
Why only 1 though? I see a lot of people maining 2, a lot of pure versions.
1, it's just because if I'm going first, I don't want to see too many of these.
I got you.
This card was fucking amazing.
Shark Cannon?
Yes, I would actually consider bumping this up to 2.
Really?
You can take away key monsters against the BA matchup. I used it to, even at locals, I used it to get rid of the BLS and banish his effects.
Nice.
So, because you can still use effects, you just can't attack with them.
Gotcha.
And for the Cyber Dragon player, I stole his Infinity, stole a monster, but he bounced it back because he didn't want me to do it.
Gotcha.
I know, that was mean. My 2nd copy of Diabolos.
Oh,
and
yeah.
at worst, it gives you a Ray in the graveyard.
The Diabolos engine?
Yeah, the 2-card Diabolos engine. 2 Terraforming, because I want to have access to the field spell, and it's an extra spell engrave.
Gotcha.
Sky Striker Airspace. This is stupidly good. The interaction between these 2 cards is amazing. The only requirement for this is to target. You don't have to send, it doesn't matter whether the card gets sent by the effect of this, you just have to target. And the interaction between these 3 cards is even more amazing. These 3 alone won me so many games.
Can you explain how? How would you do it?
Alright, the interaction between these 3. So, tribute for Ray, target Ray, tribute Ray for her effect. Since she doesn't need to be sent by the effect of the field spell, bring out whichever one you need. If you have nothing in the graveyard, I would suggest going into Hayate, so you don't waste Kagari or Shizuku. And then once that chain resolves, or once this resolves, or that chain finishes, because usually I ended up getting the card I needed from this, then you can bring out Big Daddy Diabolos if he's in the graveyard or in your hand, and you can either tribute him for his own effect or attack with him. Speaking of which, you can actually use her effect in the battle phase, which nets you at least 3k from her and the Sky Striker monster, and another 3k from him, so you can at least put out 6,000 life points worth of damage.
So that's how you would do damages during your matches, right? Because I know pures have a hard time.
Yeah, since this is usually a grindy deck, it usually pokes for damage.
Gotcha.
Diabolos just gives you that extra 3k body you need, and once you're done with him, you can tribute him. So you don't run into that problem of, oh, you control a monster in your main monster zone. He gets rid of himself, and he's stupidly easy to bring out.
And he just gets rid of a card in your opponent's hand, right?
Yeah, it's a 2-card engine. It's stupidly good. I think this was the correct choice to put in there.
And MVP, right?
Yes, MVP of the day.
MVP.
And finally, the 39th card. Of course, I took this out during time, but yeah, 39 cards. Really, really good.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that pretty much wraps it up for the main deck, right?
The
40
main deck.
cards? Anything you would change?
Honestly, the impermanence for Beckviller. Other than that, not a damn thing. Alright, so the extra deck, 3 tokens just because Sky Strikers.
Yep.
2 Hayate. I was originally gonna run 1, but I realized just having at least 1, you'll find you may need it just because you want to go into Ray and bring out Diabolos.
Gotcha.
That actually won me the game against my pure matchup. Kagari, just because she's the heart and soul of the deck, you can actually chain block so she doesn't die, and opposite, such as when the interaction between Ray and anything. So you would tribute Ray, and then as her effect resolves, you can do chain link 1 and 2. So she doesn't get ogred or hit by Gamma or something stupid like that.
Gotcha.
So he was also good for chain blocking. 3 Shizuku. Honestly, I didn't search as much with her. She either got me engaged when I bricked, or she ended up getting me something like Shark Cannon as the game dragged on. Or she was just another name to bring out Diabolos. 1 Link Kribo. Nightmare in case I ever needed to pop extra deck cards, and...
Wait, that's back row.
Oh, right, back row. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, great player, dude.
Yeah, that's because I'm sleepy after slaying everyone.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Sure, yeah. Look at it
So-
and you match it with me.
Yeah. So, and he was also a stepping stone to Boral Sword sometimes.
Gotcha.
Underclock Taker. He definitely helped out. And by definitely I mean he helped me link away the opponent's monster when I Widow Anchored.
No, yeah?
Space Insulator for whenever I had a cloggy main monster zone and extra monster zone. He was also a stepping stone to Boral Sword, and again whenever I used Widow Anchor to take one of their big monsters, and I didn't want them to have it again. Trisbana. I didn't use Trisbana so much during regional. Ningirsu. I'm kind of polarized about this card because he's stupidly good. He's stolen me so many games in the past, and even in this format. His effect doesn't target, so if you out the Goki board, which I honestly didn't have to play against, but I had the side for it, he can out that once you get rid of the extra monster zone, and so again, he doesn't target or destroy. And then Boral Sword.
That's Big Daddy right there. That's the real MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just picked one up today. He's on the mat too.
Yeah.
He looks good.
He's right here. Look, he's next to next Big Daddy over here.
Are you gonna keep the mat?
Yeah.
Are you gonna use it just to like show off?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna fucking style with this shit.
That's what's up.
I didn't get to go into him too often, but when I did, I just won the game.
Oh damn.
People, this thing is such a game winner. You can bring him out not that easily, but Widow Anchor helps. Shark Cannon is honestly more. He's the sole reason why I want to bump Shark Cannon up even higher.
Nice.
Just because any Link 2 monsters with anything in your field makes him pretty damn easily. And yeah, he's the OTK.
That's pretty much it for the extra deck, right? 15
Yeah,
cards?
15 cards for the
Alright,
extra
let's
deck.
get into the side deck real quick.
3 golden testicles just because, you know, Goki, fuck him. That's such a stupid deck. Twin Twisters for rogue decks, usually something like True Draco, Pendulums, which I actually played against. Evenly matched, 3 of them. Just because, once again, fuck Goki, Pendulums, and anything else that spams. 3 Mind Crushes. 2 Gamma Seal Kaijus, just because even though you may not be able to fully break the board, you at least want to crashable kaiju their ass to give yourself a slot, and then make your monsters and retaliate against his ass. Make him pay. But
Sir, what's up with that rarity?
Oh, secret and OTS.
Yeah.
Who knows? Leonardo, Ninja Turtles. One wanted to be secret, and the other one wanted to be
for sure.
super. And then the second Afterburners I told you about. This is OP against True Draco, against Pendulum. It put in so much fucking work.
No, yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Because at some point I found myself having to choose with Kagari in the late game, because it did grind out a little bit. I found myself needing to either pick between Afterburners or getting a second engage, or getting the engage. And since I wanted a plus, I just got the engage to search this, the second one I put in, and then draw the +1. So it worked out really damn well in that matchup.
That's pretty good. And that's pretty much 15 cards in the side deck?
Yeah, 15 cards in the side deck.
Alright, let's get into some final thoughts. How many tourneys have you won with this deck? I know you've been on a rampage, dude.
Yeah. This past month I've actually been winning back-to-back tournaments that I've been going to, so I guess 5 in a row. I've been going undefeated against all of them, and it was basically just practice for the regional. I found that this build was optimal. Multi-roll was a garbage card. I didn't miss it. It just pretty much gave me more room to work with. And I ran 3 terraformings, but that was really bricky. I just ran everything that was essential for the deck. I almost always got a search off of the field spell because I cut some cards, and I went for consistency over power play or utilities such as Hercules base or anything of the sort. And it was all correct. Against every fucking deck I played, which every single matchup was unique, I ended up winning. Everything was correct. Even the 2 Hayates, which I know people pick either 1 or 2, the 2 was essentially just for, again, Diabolos. This deck was essentially Sky Striker Diabolos.
Gotcha. How many times did you make Diabolos before we finish?
In the entire tournament, I brought him out, or I special summoned him at least 15 times.
Damn.
He's that easy to bring out. He nets you so much advantage. You rip a card out of your opponent's hand for free. You do 3,000 damage for free. He can't be kaiju'd. He can't be targeted. Which, it's a funny story. Against the mirror match, he had 5 cards in hand. I had none, and he couldn't get over it.
That's pretty crazy. You can't Widow Anchor, you can't Afterburn.
Yeah, you can't do anything to him. So he scooped that one because just one more attack would have brought him to 0.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Alright, so any final things you want to say? Last words before we wrap it up.
Well, I guess for the World Chalice player, I'm glad I played a real deck for the tournament.
Oh, damn. That's pretty cocky. And if you would have showed up for the first round, you think you would have took it?
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
I didn't lose.
Wow.
I didn't lose. I played it. I played against some pretty good players, and honestly, if I went the entire event without losing, I think I would have taken it.
Who was the best player at the tourney?
The best player at
beside myself.
Yeah, beside myself.
No, me. Beside me, like me, with the magical muskets.
Who was the best player?
Who was the best player you played against?
I would have to say, Jesus. As far as skill level goes, I would have to give it to the BA player.
Yeah.
He actually played tooth and nail for that grind game.
Oh yeah. Shout out to him.
Yeah. I only remember his last name. It was Nguyen, Nguyen.
Yeah.
He was a pretty good player. It was an enjoyable game.
Oh, for sure, for sure. All right, Joey. Well, appreciate the profile, brother. Hopefully people watch this. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. This is
and the name's Joey Palacios, and this is with Tier 0 of Sesma.
Ooh,
if you guys want, yeah, the Tier 0 family. If you guys want to learn any more about Sky Strikers, feel free to ask or just give out any shoutouts to Joey, and feel free, and we can make any multiple deck lists. But for now, I got top 8. I went undefeated, and we're up.